What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask Rinde. I'm Rinde Adebayo, digital entrepreneur, real estate entrepreneur, coming to you with another video. Welcome to Ask Rinde. If it's your first time at the channel, please hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. So, you're in foreclosure. What do you do next? Who do you call? If that's you and you're watching this video, stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to Ask Rinde. So I wanted to do this video because this is actually probably my most asked question. I'm in foreclosure. What do I do next? Who do I call? So I want to actually address the number one and the first thing that you need to do when you're in this and you find yourself in this situation. And let me just paint a little backdrop. You know, you've seen a problem coming along with your property. You know the situation where it could be a job loss. It could be death in the family. It could be a mirage of other things that have caused you to start falling behind. As you know, it takes a couple of months for you to actually end up in foreclosure. So it's not something that just comes upon you. A lot of times people find themselves in a situation and they do things to avoid it. Nobody really wants to be in foreclosure. People don't just get up one day and say, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna try this foreclosure thing out." This is stuff that happens that's really serious, and it's probably one of the most terrifying experiences anyone can be in, because it's where you sleep. This is the roof over your head. This is not like a car. This is not like something that's optional. This is something that's not optional. This is something that you actually made a lot of effort. It's your biggest investment in life, and you're facing losing it. So with that preface and that background, I completely understand the feelings, having been doing this for such a long time and being in the situation myself years ago. I know exactly what it's like. You know, the most important thing that you can do, and the first thing that you can do when addressing these situations is, I know it may be crazy, but you really need to calm down. You need to calm down, you need to take a deep breath, and you need to kind of gather yourself, because you're dealing with a whirlwind of emotions. You're dealing with a whirlwind of stress. It can be extremely stressful. This has caused a lot of divorces, breakups, destroyed a lot of families. Worse, you know, many other things that I don't want to mention on camera that have happened over the years that I've seen with people's problems that have resulted from the whole foreclosure dilemma. But you really need to gather yourself, because it starts with you. It starts with you coming to kind of like dealing with yourself, your inner self, to decide, okay, this is a situation. This is what I'm dealing with. Now, what do I need to do? And where do I need to go? What decision do I want to make? Do I want to keep the property? Is this too much for me? Do I need to walk away? Do I need to get rid of this property? You need to actually ask yourself those questions before you start reaching out to outside sources. Now, the first source you need to reach out to, obviously, goes without saying, is the bank. Now, many times people come to us and they've already done and tried that. They've walked down that path with the bank and they found no success. But you do want to reach out to the bank. Now, I'll run through a few things that the bank will offer you when you do reach out to them. Many times when they know that you're in default in your loan, they will send you, after the first month, they'll start sending you offers of options to help you. One could be a repayment, or a lower revised payment plan. Sometimes that they'll offer that. Some banks do offer that. That's a little tricky, because we've seen situations where the bank has offered a repayment plan or revised payment plan, and they never kept to their part of it. They actually took the money from the people and then also still pursued foreclosure action. The other thing that they'll offer you is something called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. A deed in lieu basically is where you deed the property back over to them and walk away. Now, of course, this has its own drawbacks, and there's a whole video topic I need to do on that. But for the purpose of this video, I'll just mention it. And if you have questions regarding specifics, repercussions regarding the deed in lieu, you can leave a comment below, or you can email me. My email is askrindenow@gmail.com. The other option that they'll offer you is a loan modification. And this is probably the most popular, because what happens basically is that it's a restructuring of the loan, where the lender then sends you a hardship package. You fill out that package, you insert your hardship letter, you insert your financials, and you resubmit it to them for them to consider remodifying the loan, either giving you a lower monthly payment and considering giving you a fresh start. A lot of times people opt for this, and really most homeowners press for this. The thing about a home modification is that it's a courtesy from the bank. It's not an obligation. So oftentimes people get frustrated because the banks have been many times irresponsible with these things. And I say that to say that um, banks do give loan modifications. There's a way to go about it, and there's a certain frame that you have to position yourself in order to be able to be successful at it. We do it very well. The issue with that is that you just have to realize that it is a courtesy from them. So what happens basically is that many times people find themselves in a situation where the banks are playing games. They're saying that they don't have their paperwork. You send in all these financials, you send in bank statements, you send in all these documents for months and months of things. They said they never got it. You have to resend it in. And it just keeps going on and on and on for a long time. And they finally end up, with a sheriff's sale date for closing. This is Friday. I'm filming this video. We had several homeowners as of yesterday afternoon, Thursday, that had sheriff sales scheduled for today, and those sales never happened. Why is that? Because we have our finger on the thumb and the dial of exactly what's going on with this foreclosure game and foreclosure process, and the whole system, the whole if you know the system and you know how to beat the system, you beat the system. And so those people are happy today because they're still in their homes. They're not foreclosed on. The sheriff sales happen here at 2:00 in our area, and they still own their homes. They're still in it, working through the process. So when they actually send you these options, you go through them. Many times people opt for the loan modification, and then what happens basically is that they may go through that process and it ends up unsuccessful. Then they find themselves at a crossroads where they're facing a looming sheriff sale date and they don't know what to do. Now, the thing is that this foreclosure is not just something that you can just pick up the phone. You have a toothache, you call a dentist. You have something wrong with your car, you call a mechanic. Who do you call? Who's the quote unquote specialist out there that you call? There are a lot of things that have happened over the years where people got taken advantage of. I've shared with you guys some scenarios and some experiences we've had where I myself was taken advantage of. When I was down and out, I've had family members taken advantage of, and it's really unfortunate. You expect that when you have a situation in life, you can pick up the phone, go to the phone book, call a specialist, and get that thing addressed. This is one of the unique things where you're picking up a phone, you're calling someone, you don't know what to expect. It's a little dicey. And so from that aspect, most people turn to attorneys, and they feel like the attorneys will then deal with it and solve it. And I'm here to share with you. Like I said, I've said in several of my other videos, I have attorneys that work for me. I have a team of attorneys that work for me. The issue is that there's a balance, because it all depends on what the attorney is going to, as far as do in order to be able to help you in the situation. 9 times out of 10, you also have to basically watch it very closely and make sure that you're balanced with it, because just because an attorney has it doesn't mean you won't lose your home. There are many people that have lost their home after paying attorneys retainer fees, and they're out on the street, or they have to move, or the sheriff showed up to their home. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this: the most important thing that you can do with this situation is take action. Definitely don't wait. Start to actually make strides towards seeing if you can resolve anything with the lender. But I would tell you this: you're looking at a combination of things. You need to know your state laws. You need to know your timeline. You need to know all those factors, and you really need it to come from a central source, not necessarily an attorney, but someone that's independent, that's honest, that will give you input on it. So I said that to say that there's no straight answer with it, because everything is a case-by-case situation with these things. But generally, the overall scope and the things that are all consistent is that you need to take action. You definitely need to reach out to the bank, because that's the person that's suing you to take the property back. So what you want to do is find out from them what they're willing to do, and basically see if you can work with them. Now, if you found yourself in a situation where you tried to work with the bank and you've been unsuccessful, you've tried everything you can, and you failed at it and it's not working, and you still have a sheriff's sale date scheduled, please, please, please send me an email. My email address is askrindenow@gmail.com. Phone number is 201-855-7575. My website is askrinde.com. We are specialists in this. We deal with this, and we try to direct people to basically have success with this. Now, I share with you all that I am actually based in the tri-state area, so we deal with New York, New Jersey, Connecticut primarily. Outside of those areas, we have a network that I can refer you to and put you in touch with the right people that can probably help you. You need to probably get as much quality knowledge on this as possible, honest knowledge, to be able to help direct you. And oftentimes, people think that they can just deal with an attorney and it goes away, and that's not the truth. So if you have any questions for me, please leave comments in the comment section below. You can also email me, and I look forward to helping you eradicate your short sale and also your sheriff's sale, because there are two options that you have when it comes to the last moment, and this is how we were able to get these people out of the sheriff's sales that they have scheduled today. And so I'll be happy to share with you some of those secrets and those tactics that we use in order to be able to get the bank to basically put off the sheriff's sale. One story I'll share with you, and I'm probably going to ask her to do a testimonial for us, a video testimonial. But we had one property that was scheduled for a sheriff's sale, and this property had been, everyone gave up on the property. The judge gave up on the property. She had used all her extensions. So here we are allowed time in order to be able to solve the issue with the property. My client had used up everything. We actually went before the judge. The judge said, no, the property's going to go to sale tomorrow. This was on a Thursday. We called an attorney to try to make an emergency motion. Nothing worked. Everyone turned it back on me and her. So what we did was we actually, as a last minute play, we went and we called the bank, and I got on the phone with the bank. And on a Thursday evening, probably around 6 o'clock, the sheriff's sale was scheduled for the following day at 12 noon. I negotiated with the bank, and I explained to them certain situations as to why they will not be successful, or why they would not want to basically conclude or conduct the sheriff's sale the following day. And they saw a reason with that. So they gave us an opportunity to send in some paperwork. Everything was closed. We actually had to go to my office and send off paperwork in the evening on the Thursday. And then following day, I called the sheriff's office to find out if the foreclosure was still scheduled. And we kept calling, 9 a.m. we called, 10 a.m. we called, it was still on. 10:30 we called, it was still on. 11 a.m. we called, it was still on. 11:30 I called, and they finally said that they received paperwork that stopped the sheriff's sale. She actually was able to get out of that situation completely and move on, and now she's happy and on to a new chapter in life. So it works, basically, and I look forward to helping you all. And please, let's connect and get you out of the sheriff sale situation. Till next time, I look forward to seeing you soon.